Hi everyone, I'm Sasha.
I'm Joshua. I'm an Israeli immigration lawyer. And Sasha, you have a question for me?
That's right, I do. First of all, I should note that this is a true story from real life, not a hypothetical situation. When my father died, the rest of the family found out that he had a child from his previous marriage. Well, a child. At this point, we're talking about a 40-year-old man
And where does he live?
in Russia, back where his father's first wife is from. Supposing that at this point his child, as the child of a Jew, or his grandchildren, the grandchildren of a Jew, decide to make Aliyah to Israel, what would they need to do and how can we help them?
So first of all, it's important to say that everything that has to do with Aliyah to Israel and obtaining Israeli citizenship for those who are Jews, children or grandchildren of Jews, has to do with the law of return. The law of return is fairly short and seems simple. Every Jew has the right to make Aliyah. Also, relatives, children, grandchildren, and their spouses are able to make Aliyah and receive Israeli citizenship. This is what is called the law in the books. Then there's a law in practice, and what actually happens is that many times in cases like you're describing that are a little bit more complicated, especially that your father already passed away, it will be actually pretty difficult, I think, to actually receive this right, because it might not be so easy to prove actually connection between this child of a Jew and the Jewish person himself once he passed away.
Even though his birth certificate and other documents from Russia do state that his father was XYZ, a Jew.
Right, so the Israeli immigration authorities in these cases don't always count on birth certificates, especially from certain countries. Actually, I anticipate that the Israeli Ministry of Interior, that's in charge of the whole Aliyah process, and also the Nativ, there within the Prime Minister office, the department that has to do with immigration from former USSR countries, they will actually demand a DNA test and actually a court order to show that this child is really a son of someone that was Jewish.
But it feels as though it's a bit late for a DNA test at this point.
Right, but there is always the possibility to do DNA tests between brothers, or like in your situation, half brothers. You might be, and especially if you want to help and participate, you might be actually a crucial piece in helping this half brother of yours make Aliyah and immigrate to Israel. Another difficulty is that this, like you say, 40-year-old might be himself married with children. So as you can imagine, the immigration process to Israel won't be easy. But in my experience, especially if you're going to help along the way, and he's very determined to succeed and make Aliyah and move here, he will succeed, but it won't be easy, and there might be even a legal process along the way.
Thank you for your answer, Joshua.
Thank you. It was nice talking to you, and thank you for listening.